Hey there, baby sis. This video is dedicated to you. Here we go. Hey there. This video is for my baby sister in Texas, who has been patiently waiting on her brother to show her what a Babymetal is. And so I'm going to show you just the way I first saw it, with no preamble, with no explanation whatsoever. Here we go.
Gimme Chocolate.
So there you have it. That was Gimme Chocolate. What you've seen has been seen for the last 7 years by a couple 100 million people on YouTube alone. They were invited to the Stephen Colbert show to perform that song. They were generally popular in Asia prior to that video. So that is the way most Westerners first see Babymetal. But they are so much more than that. Now, I thought, when I first saw that video, frankly, I thought it was a one-off. I thought it was a large production put on by the Japanese, because they, when I was over there, I learned that they have a flair for the dramatic. They really do. And this would be like them to put on a big show like this, a one-night only thing, like the Blues Brothers, right? So after I saw it, I realized the musicians weren't playing their instruments. They're actors in those skeleton costumes. I learned later why that was, so I took it as a one-off. And so it was like 4 more years before I actually looked into this band. And, I'll always be sorry about that, because they are incredible. They are so much more than the sum of their parts. And so what happened was, I was watching a reactor, and he was reacting to this song, but he also had the word Headbanger underneath the song. And I thought, well, yeah, it's a Headbanger. I just couldn't wait to see his jaw drop when he saw them for the first time. And instead, my jaw dropped, because Headbanger is a Babymetal song. And it looks like this. metal was never so much fun. Yep, we love Babymetal. Me and millions of other people. And I'll tell you how they started as we go through this series, if you want to continue watching. And before I go any further, I need to say this is not a reaction video. This is a retrospective of Babymetal and their career. And it will touch on the highlights of Babymetal's career insofar as the music is concerned, as far as the lore that surrounds the band and cultural issues. They will come into play only if we need them to, for the sake of the music. I will be putting links down below that will allow you to do deeper dives on Babymetal. And trust me, you can get down that foxhole and never get out. So I will have some links that will be very helpful, and you can go as deep as you want. But in the meantime, this is for my family and friends, and specifically my little sister in Texas, who wanted to know what a Babymetal was. And so now you've seen this band, and what you've seen is two songs in the same concert. But you'll notice in the second song they had a real band. That was the first time Babymetal, after being together like 4 years, could afford to have a band. Prior to that, they had pre-recorded everything in the studio and then just, played it back on stage. And they truly still sang. It was just a backing track. Giant karaoke. Okay, so this was the first time the new band called the Kami Band, that's spelled Kami, debuted. And by, years later, they're loved all over the world as being a phenomenal group of musicians. So this was kind of their big debut. This was it was the lead singers. I guess I might as well tell you their names now. If you're able to look at my screen here. This is Moa Metal, here where my cursor is. And this is Yui Metal. And those are their stage names. They have, those are really their first names. Their last names I'll tell you in the next episode. These are called screamer dancers. That's what they do. They do all the main choreography, and they do backup vocals. And then this is Sue Metal. And she is the lead singer, but still does some choreography, still does some dancing with the other two. In fact, quite a bit, depending on the song. And at the time of that concert you just saw, she was 16 and these two were 14. Now, I don't know what you were doing when you were 16, but it wasn't. But I'll tell you what I wasn't doing. I wasn't commanding a 20,000 seat arena like they were. So that was pretty impressive. And it only gets more impressive with this band. They've only cut 4 albums in the last 13 years. Each album is a reinvention of the band on many levels, but not to the point where you can't recognize them. So it makes their music ever changing, ever more maturing, and full of surprises all the way through their career. This last album they dropped was April of this year, and they had a new member at the time, and it's just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal album. After COVID and everything else, where they had all kinds of trouble getting this album out. So, in terms of other things stopping it, not them. They know how to make an album, but it was a phenomenal album. It came with a few surprises on the internet to go with it, which we'll look at. I'll try not to make this too long of number of episodes, but I will try to cover everything to bring you up to date, so you can see the ever-changing look this band presents in terms of metal. Now, I know the burning question that's on your mind, the one that you need answered right now. I don't have an answer for it. I have no idea why a giant statue of the Virgin Mary was on the stage behind a bunch of practicing Buddhists. Not a clue. Sorry. I've asked. Commenters all believe it's several different things. Not all of them believe it's the Virgin Mary, but I don't know about you, but I think every statue I saw at Grandma's house and at Mom's house pretty much looked like that. But I'm going to leave that there. Don't want to start a controversy. I love this band. I absolutely adore this band. Musically, they are phenomenal. And what they have brought to a ever darkening, ever despairing, ever depressing form of music has absolutely lifted the lid on everything and overturned music in that genre. And I'll tell you about the origins in another video. This was fly by the seat of my pants. See how bad they are when I do that? Huh? But hey, if you say it, I'm going to do it, right? Usually. All right. Well, I love you, sis, and I miss you. And we'll talk real soon. All right. Try to stay warm down there in Texas. I know it's difficult. Bye.